Hey everyone, it's me, Mark the Landlocked Surfer, and I'm here with another installment of our SurfSkate tutorial series, and this is following up on the bull riding basics tutorial that I did previously. This one is going to be a shorter one that's really focused on how you can improve your flow when you're riding in the bulls. So if you haven't watched the initial bull riding basics tutorial, I'd recommend you start there because I'm going to refer to some of the things that we learned there, and then we're going to build on that and try and see if we can go to that intermediate stage. In the bull riding basics video, we talked about how to choose a line, how to plan those nice rainbow shaped arcs like you're a unicorn jumping up and down the wall of the bull, and we talked about how to compress and decompress. Today we're going to get into how to get more height using the proper methods for pumping, using transition pumping, and we're talking about how to make it a little bit more stylish. So let's see how just using momentum and proper pumping technique, you can start from a standstill in the bull and get right up to the top of the walls. So this isn't how I would typically start my run, but I wanted to do it to demonstrate that you don't need to have a drop in to get speed in a bull. You can generate that speed yourself with proper pumping technique. So it's not passive work when you're riding in a bull. You're actually actively using your body to get up and down the wall, and with each carve you're making, you should be able to come out with more speed than you started with when you're doing it right. And it's all about getting the right technique, the right timing, the right compression and decompression. So if you watch, I am being very active when I'm coming down the wall. I'm not just letting my gravity take me down, I am pumping on my way down. Let's compare that to someone who's more beginner. So this is one of my students, and it's I think only her second time in a bull. So she's actually doing great for someone who just started at the skate park. But you can see the difference there. So the timing is a little bit off, and when she goes up the wall and comes down, it's a little bit more passive. She's not forcing the weight back down that wall, getting into that compressed state, and then extending the legs so that you can get some speed coming out of your turns. So this works. There's nothing wrong with it if this is where you're at, but it's something that I notice a lot of beginners do, is they tend to want to go up the wall and then just passively come down. So we'll talk about what you need to do to start getting more height so that after every turn, you're building more speed and momentum to carry into your next turn. All right, so to do that, I want you to pay close attention to the way my legs are bending, as we talked about in the introductory series, and look closely at my upper body. So when I'm going up the wall, I'm starting from the crouch position, then I'm really lifting up aggressively. Watch for that motion, because that's helping to take the weight off so I can get higher. And when I get up there, tucking my legs up. So bringing the board up as high as I can so I can carry more momentum downwards. Here I am approaching the wall. I'm getting into that compressed tuck position. I'm pushing off from my back foot and I'm lifting my arms up. Think of the Michael Jackson Thriller dance to get my weight up. And then I'm aggressively putting my arms back down. So my upper body weight is coming down and giving some extra momentum on the way down. And then I push off so I can extend when I get to that flat bottom, so I can carry that speed out of the turn into the next one. At the peak of my arcs, you can see how high my board is. I really bring my knees up so I can get the board almost as high as my upper body, and that helps to bring your momentum up so that you have the most speed coming back down. What might be the most important factor in getting this right is nailing your timing. The timing of doing your compression and decompression is really what's helping me get this super smooth. My wife has started bull riding and she's getting a lot better, but this is one area where she's starting to make some progress and getting the timing of the decompression right at the moment where you're starting to feel your momentum slow down. That's when you want to unweight. So when you get that right, you're going to get higher up on the wall. The other thing I mentioned in the basics video is that speed is your friend. The faster you go, the easier it's going to be to hold that momentum to get higher on the wall. It's less effort to do the transition pumping. So you can see here, she's looking a lot smoother because she's bringing more speed in and maintaining that speed. So don't be afraid to come in with a little bit of speed. It's your friend in the bowl. It'll help you stick to the walls a little bit better. When it comes to style with your bull riding, a big feature is going to be how you position your back leg and shift your weight. So we talked about doing rail grabs before and how you never want to do a stink bug like that. You always want to bring your knee in, tuck knee position, and then grab. It's the same idea when you're riding the bull. It's going to look so much more stylish. You're going to be able to adjust your weight better if you use the tuck knee position to adjust your weight. So when you're in the bull, when you're pushing yourself up, watch my back leg closely when you're watching my runs. It makes such a big difference. So if you're a surfer, you might already be naturally getting into this tuck knee position when you're riding in a bowl. But if not, watching this, you can see why it makes it look so stylish, because when you do that, it looks like you're surfing in the bowl. So not only is it going to help improve your balance and your weight distribution by using that positioning, it just looks a lot better. So for both style and functionality, that's the way to go. Those are my tips to bring your riding in a bowl from beginner to intermediate by improving your flow and your style. Hope you found this helpful, and I think what would be really helpful is to watch this video before you go out for your next session. If you haven't already seen my video on how to progress your surf skating using SMART goals, I think it's a useful one as well. So when you go out and you're working on these, you're thinking about both your long-term and your short-term goals. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you found this useful. If you want to support the channel, those likes, comments, and subscriptions are really helpful. And if you'd like to contribute to my Buy Me a Coffee page, I'll throw a link in the description, and that's very much appreciated as well. Thanks to all of you who've supported so far. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.